Many Canadians like to believe that here in Canada, we do not have a problem with racism. Oh, that's an American problem, I hear them tell me. Here in Canada, no, we're not the same as them. And therefore it came as a complete surprise to many Canadians that a crowd of activists toppled the statue of Sir John Macdonald here in our beautiful city of Montreal. And perhaps that was the point of knocking the statue down, to let people know that we do have a problem here. Sandy Hudson, founder of Black Lives Matter Toronto, said that Canada and America have similar cultures. The thing, however, that is very different about Canada is the denial that we are faced with when we tell people outside of the Black communities that this is a problem that needs to be addressed. As important as Macdonald was for bringing together the disparate provinces into a united Canada, there's also no denying that he was blatantly racist, especially for pushing through the residential school program for Indigenous children, a program where the children were not only separated from their families, but they were banned of speaking their native language. And many of the children were physically and sexually abused. The goal was to take away their Indigenous culture and replace it with a European culture. In other words, it was a polite and sophisticated form of ethnic cleansing. Canada is certainly not the only nation born in sin. As is well known, the founding fathers of our neighbors to the south owned slaves, even as they penned those noble words, such as, "We hold these rights to be self-evident that all men are created equal." Despite the high visibility of taking down the statue of Macdonald, the protests aren't primarily about the treatment of Indigenous people a century ago, but they're about the treatment of people of color today. And we do have problems in Canada today. Some people may think, well, okay, Rabbi, let's not exaggerate this. We have a problem perhaps with racism in policing. But at least we don't have a problem with racism in the Jewish community. After all, we as Jews know what it's like to be hated. Sadly, that is not true either. I grew up in an Orthodox Mikdagdisha community in London, where it was common to hear references such as, "Oh, he's such a prosta goy," or "the shagutz that lives down the road," or "he's married to a shiksa," or "look at the Schwarze over there," to name just a few. Believe me, I could continue with the list. We were imbued with the ideology of the Goyish Kop and the superiority of the Yiddish Kop. Such attitudes, believe it or not, are found in Jewish mystical sources that praise the specialness of the Jewish soul and decry the impure Gentile soul. Rabbi Reuven Hammer, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, one of the intellectual greats of the conservative movement, wrote a very important paper, "The Status of Non-Jews in Jewish Law," calling on changes to halakha and changes in attitude. Yes, within the Jewish community, we are also with our problems. Ethiopian Jews face a lot of prejudice in Israel. Jews of color in North America are often met with a surprised suspicion. "What? You're Jewish? But you're black." "Oh, I see, you must have converted." It took decades for Mizrahi Jews in Israel to make inroads. And the attitude of many Israelis toward Arabs is shockingly racist. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." We, I believe, are now living in a time when the arc is visibly bending. We are making progress. Let us remember that we are all created in the divine image, male and female, black and white, all of us. And only when we pursue justice as the Torah commands, only then are we acting in a godly way. On the second day of Rosh Hashanah, I will be delving more deeply into this topic. And if you haven't done so already, I invite you to join us to hear what I believe is necessary to bring about a Judaic cultural change. Shana Tova.